Hi, this is Tracy HD, and I want to thank you for joining me today for another daily energy and guidance reading. And we are still working with the Work Your Light Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell. And this is going to be a timeless reading, although it is March 2nd, 2020. Whenever this reading finds you is when it's meant for you to hear the message. You may use this as a 3-card spread, 1, 2, 3, pick a card, or blended reading, whichever you'd prefer. And as I shuffle the deck, I'm asking all light beings, angels, and gods, please relay the message I need to share with my viewers for the highest good of all. For the first card, I'm going to take a card from the top. For the second card, I'm going to take a card from the center. And for the last card, we'll take a card from the bottom. Okay, first card is play, and it's adorable. We have this woman inside the champagne glass, and we have the beautiful pastel colors of the sun shining down, and it's a very positive energy. This whole deck is fabulous. This card is no exception. It says, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. And yes, I say this all the time. We cannot be all work and no play. For years and years and years, my life was work, 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 work. I had no life. I worked 12-hour days, 6 days a week. I had no time for anything. It wasn't by choice either. I worked for a company that was very demanding, and as we all do, I had bills to pay. So I went along with it until I finally was almost really burnt out from it, and it started affecting my health. And that's when I had to realize that you cannot do this to yourself. A lot of you out there are doing the same thing. You're burning the candle at both ends. I know, I've been there. We need to balance our lives. I say all the time about embracing your inner child. Do something fun for yourself. Paint, draw, create jewelry like I do. That's how I embrace my inner child. Go for ice cream. Go out and buy yourself a new pair of shoes. Whatever makes you happy that breaks the dull routine. We need to enjoy our life because in a blink of an eye, it's gone, you know? And no one knows what tomorrow holds. And I don't mean to sound morbid, but it's true. If you don't live for today and live in the moment and enjoy each day and not just go through the motions of what your obligations are and what needs to be done, you need to start making time for yourself and do something playful, something enjoyable. If it can't be every day, make it a goal to be, every other day, at least once or twice a week. I know it's easier said than done because we all do have responsibilities, but we need to make ourselves a priority. And having some playtime and fun time is so important to keep us healthy and balanced. And then the next card is awakening. And how beautiful is that? I love the crescent moon up here, and she's just like floating among these pastel color cards. And it says energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. And yeah, every time I feel like this ringing in my ear, I feel like I'm getting some type of an upgrade. Like I know something is being downloaded, something spiritually. And I'm sure a lot of you out there have experienced that as well. And I experience it, sometimes in the middle of the day, definitely, at night when I'm going to sleep, especially when I'm at rest. Maybe it's because I recognize it more when I'm laying in bed getting ready to drift off to sleep. There's no distraction. So you're paying attention, to your body and, what your inside feelings are like. And it says you're going through a period of awakening. Things are changing within you and at many levels. You are starting to remember ancient truths and discovering more and more about who you are and why you incarnated. You may find that you are experiencing past life flashbacks, seeing the invisible thread that is woven through all of life, or even feeling Kundalini, Shakti rise through your body from the base of your spine. The most important thing for this time is not to overthink it and stay grounded. Share your experiences with like soul people while you consciously integrate them. Journal and pay attention to your dreams. Your remembering and your soul gifts are emerging. During this time of transformation and awakening, you may be called to devote yourself to being of service. There are ideas, truth, concepts, books, and creations waiting to be birthed into this world. Stay open to receiving them. Pulling this card may be a sign that you are here to birth one of these creations into the world. And yes, I say that all the time. I want to start my book, but sometimes you don't want to go back to certain experiences because you've left them in the past. It's kind of like a tug of war with yourself. You want to write this book, share your experiences, help other people, but you don't want to go back there because you've come so far, but yet you feel if you write the book, it's going to finally give you closure. So I'm sure a lot of you feel like that you don't want to go back to the past, but sometimes you need to go back to it to heal it. And it's saying perhaps you're being called to make a shift in your life in order to be of service. Yeah, that's how I feel when I make these videos. I'm being of service to the world. I don't make money on these videos. I don't monetize them. I don't ask for donations. I fund this all on my own. It's my way of giving back to the world, and I expect nothing in return. I'm just hoping that I'm helping some people out there to let them know that they're not alone, that we all struggle. We're all going through something. And it says here, don't think too much about it, making these changes. Instead, repeat the following work your light activation. And it's saying to hold this card on your heart and say, I surrender to my awakening. I allow the Shakti energy to rise from the base of my spine. I open myself up to the universe, using me in a way that delights my mind, body, and spirit. And if that isn't beautiful, I don't know what is. And it's true. You'll feel that tingling. And it'll happen at different times of the day or night. Usually you realize it when you're sitting still, like I said, before going to sleep, or maybe just relaxing. You'll feel the sensation. It might be going on throughout the day, but sometimes we're so busy. We're caught up in our hectic world. We're not paying attention to these signs. And then the last card is the ever unfolding rose. And I love roses. And this is such a beautiful picture. And it says, cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. Yes, these experiences are happening, okay, to us. So we could learn the knowledge and wisdom we need to move along and further ourselves in our spiritual path. It's not happening to us. Don't feel like the victim. Although it is so easy to fall into that mentality. Why is this happening to me? Why are these things keep happening? I have the worst luck. This isn't fair. Don't think of it that way. I used to think like that all the time. And what it does, it just is a one-way ticket to the doldrums. Okay? Life is happening around you. These things are happening to everyone. It's not just you. These things have to happen in order for us to be able to become strong, to be able to experience and release the things in our life, the people, places, and things that are no longer for our highest good. We are unfolding like this rose. Think of a flower blooming and how beautiful it is. That's what's happening to each of you watching this video. We're in different phases, different steps of our journey, but we're all unfolding. And everything is unfolding in our lives exactly the way it's meant to be, especially the most painful things. Like I always have said in these videos, I have gone through so much. And last year was the most painful year of my life. It was the most painful, for the exception of my dad passing away when I was young. Last year was just something that brought me to my knees, rocked me to the core, made me realize who these people are in my life that don't deserve to be there anymore. People that I expected more of, people that I trusted. And my eyes are wide open now. And as painful as it was, I am so much stronger and so much more aware. And it says the challenge of life is to keep your heart open when you most want to close it, to let life crack you open, to open through hurt and loss, to allow what is falling away to fall away. Exactly. That's what I exactly got from Spirit from this card. Let it go. Let these people go. They want to leave your life. Let them. Don't chase after them. Don't wait for them to change. They are what they are. When they show you who they are, believe them. And sometimes it takes a while for people's masks to fall off. And it's more hurtful when it's family because we expect more of them. Being human is a courageous act. A life well lived is full of losses and tragedies as much as triumphs and adventures. Whenever you find yourself at that moment, life is coaxing you to keep your heart open, no matter how much it hurts, to continually unfold, to let life crack you open. Perhaps you're going through a difficult time right now. Instead of cursing the difficulty, see it as a blessing. Exactly. Exactly. What's happening right now to all of us is truly a blessing in disguise. And there's no way we could figure it out right now and think, how could this pain and this devastation be a blessing? Trust me, in the end, it will make sense. Sooner or later, you will see that these things happened because you're being protected, okay? You're being watched over by the spiritual realm. Perhaps you're going through a difficult time and you need to open yourself up to the truth. And that may be hard to do. You know what I mean? And one day in the future, you may just bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needs you to open up. And I know it's so easy to close yourself off and go into that hermit mode. I do that quite a bit. I used to log off of my Facebook for like 4 or 5 days at a time just to get some solitude and peace. But I miss the people that I inspire, and they've told me they've missed me as well. And that's what keeps me going. Now is the time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet baby, to wrap yourself in a blanket and trust that the mother has you cradled in her arms. The seas may not be all smooth sailing, but you are safe and you are held. One day, not too far from today, you will look back at the transformation and be blown away by that. Everything is going to be okay. We're all going to be okay. We're all going through this. We all struggle. What a beautiful reading. Very powerful to start the week. If you've enjoyed this reading, please like it, give it a thumbs up, share it, and above all, subscribe because I will be back with more.